Hello, everyone. It is me, I'm a Nerd Politics, also known as Colson Kaufman. Obviously, obviously, it is very known. It's very known that Michelle Obama is very popular. She was a very successful author and very successful attorney. She, her husband, Barack Obama, the first African American president, is also a very successful man and liked by a lot of people, especially down here in the South. So she's a huge candidate to that extension and that point. But the problem is that with 4 months of time left and her not even wanting to be in office, but if she were in office, it would definitely help Obama to have a considerable fourth term because Joe Biden is just a puppet and strings. And that's just the thing, is that the amount of time we have left before the next debate here in September and this overall election come the next 4 months, there's not enough time for any of these candidates to really show. But Michelle Obama, either way, is a very successful first lady and is also a very huge success to the United States and to the democracy that probably is crashing. Donald Trump is obviously successful as president, signing very many tariffs that have, helped on taxes and helped on the economy and groceries, being so much more cheaper, gas being cheaper. And that's just gone all the way downhill, thanks to Joe and his administration, which his administration is nothing. I mean, that scene from Kung Fu Panda where Poe is looking at the scroll and he's screaming and he's like, "Oh my God, what is this?" And there's nothing. That's the administration that Joe Biden has. It's blank. It's, well, whatever I think, I'll say that, do that, and then do the opposite of that, but then tell the people I did it, but then really I told them that I didn't do it. That's the administration that Joe Biden carries here, which is not an administration. I swear I could put a kindergartner in the office and have a more successful job as president. Come on. Anyone could do the job. Anyone who has a mind and stable could do a better job. I mean, for God's sakes, Jimmy Carter can do a better job, and the guy's almost 100 years old and doesn't wake up half the time. I think he's in a coma, but he'd probably do a little bit better. Let's be fair here. But let's talk about Michelle in this case. Donald Trump obviously has many safe states, being from the 2020 election, the 2016 election, and even during campaigning amongst this election. So obviously he has a lot of safe states, a lot of them. But the South, it's gonna be a little tricky. It's gonna be a little tricky here. And it's going to be a little bit tricky up here just because she was born in Illinois, and obviously Obama had very many, safe states up here and down here. Makes it a lot more difficult, for Trump to succeed. But let's just see. Let's just see here, right? So we're looking at a 149 right now. I think that Michelle Obama takes California, still takes, the very far west. Her home state, obviously, Illinois, Chicago, takes that easily. And also takes a lot of the Northeast with it. And Hawaii, because why not? I still think she would carry strong in Colorado. Barack Obama campaigned a lot in Colorado, so been a Democratic state since then, for sure. I think in many cases Maine would still be more Democratic if it was Michelle Obama in this case, and we have a lot more states to talk about. I still believe, based off the border problems that are facing in this country, that Donald Trump still is the likely candidate in states like Nevada and states like Arizona, and is possibly able to win New Mexico, but is not most likely. It's still debatable. I still think he wins Texas here, just based off of what I'm hearing. And Michelle Obama and her husband Barack Obama won Florida back in 2012 and 2009, but the state has obviously changed over that timeline since 2016. But we're still considering the fact that Obama, big name in the South, Obama, big name in the East. So you gotta look at it that way, right? But if we're focusing on these states here, and I want to focus on that, New York, still Democratic. I don't think that's changing anytime soon. And this really changes the effect. I still, the numbers, if you even them out between the two, I think Wisconsin is a debatable. Like maybe at the debate at just the moment. I think Pennsylvania is the same way too, just at the moment. But I think Michelle Obama takes Michigan again at a possibility, and Minnesota also at a likely. So this is obviously a lot more closer here because Donald Trump's now not leading in one of these states, and he's barely leading in the other two. That's just based off of how Barack Obama ran the country for his 2 terms. And we also have to talk about New Jersey. New Jersey is still not like it's barely Trump. So in this case, she has better chances here. So we're looking at a 240, 215. It's going to come up really close here. I still think, by and large, Nebraska's Republican. Whether they like to think or think about it or not, it's just true. And I think New Hampshire, being it's a swing state, is likely to win New Hampshire still. Obviously, D.C., 100% Democrat. We don't have to argue on that. I don't remember a time ever, I don't think ever in Republican history where D.C. was pro-Republican, at least televised. I've never seen it. Not even with Reagan, so yeah, kind of explains itself there. And really, we need to talk about, Virginia, North Carolina, Georgia, and Florida, because they're going to be huge to this, debate here. Is that even with the small amount of resources that Michelle Obama brings to the table, being she doesn't even want to run, but say she did because it influences, Barack Obama to have better stances and, his administration he carries off of. And also being the amount of time we have left also affects that too. It's hard to say, but, I still think with Michelle Obama, it's a likely Democrat. I can't guarantee it, but, I say likely. And with Florida, this is going to be a little bit surprising, but I'm going to put her at barely. It would be a come down to, maybe a couple thousand voters like it was back in the early 2000s with Al Gore and Bush, George W. Bush. So, it's going to be a slim election. I still think Trump wins in Virginia slightly, like a slightly. And I still think he wins in North Carolina by most likely. So, based off of this map and how I just think of things from the past into the relevance of today, Trump wins a 274 to 264 election. Florida and Georgia and Minnesota, while you're at it, or Minnesota, Jesus Christ. My states, oh good God. Florida, Georgia, and Michigan, really debatable, really debatable. But just based off the past and how we see it today, that's how I'm going to go about it. So if you did enjoy, please like and subscribe. If you want to see other content here, make sure it's right here. Check it out. But really, that's all I have to say. And I'll see you all in the next political video. Peace out, guys.